What's going on? Welcome back to Trending Stocks. Today when I talk to you about SoFi, I want to give you a quick overview of some of the data points, break it down on what really moved it, and go over everything else you need to know. But first, make sure to hit that thumbs up, and with that, let's get right to it. So SoFi did go up 6.97%. Absolutely phenomenal day. $14.99 the low, $15.55 the high. So ultimately, there was three things that really caused SoFi to go higher. One of which is just a very obvious CPI. So that's kind of what fueled the broader market. So core was a little bit lower than the forecast. So again, that's seen as very optimistic. Core does have obviously no energy component and food. But looking at the inflation side, the regular data, so month over month came in at 0.4, forecast was 0.4, and then year over year came in at 2.9 versus the forecast at 2.9. So even though it came in line with expectations, if you do look at the true data behind the scenes, energy did go up 2.6. And so essentially, if you just do the basic math, other basket items went down. So CPI was seen as a very strong positive. So this was one thing. Second was bank earnings. So bank earnings started to really kick off today, and they were very, very good, better than anticipated. So of course, SoFi being in the same sector somewhat, it's obviously going to get a boost higher from that. So that was two things. And thirdly, again, it doesn't logically make sense, but there was a new rating that came out today. No price target was given though, but a buy rating initiated coverage. They're with William Blair, and Andrew has a 66% success rating. Ultimately, they did give a rating, a buy rating on both SoFi and also Affirm, and kind of cited just how fintech companies are going to outperform traditional brick and mortar banks going forward, which I'm pretty sure generally a lot of us kind of knew that, but no actual news associated to SoFi today, no SEC filings. So it was kind of those three things that really helped SoFi move higher. As far as shorts though, they were very stubborn. They did increase 552,000 shares. 11.82% of the free float is being shorted. Works out to be 126.04 million shares overall are being shorted. And there is in excess of roughly around 10 million shares. So if they really wanted to double down, they definitely could have, but they didn't. So again, something to take note of. One thing that I actually didn't bring up in my video yesterday that I actually meant to, I brought it up in the pre-market though, was this. Kind of random, but Warner Brothers did announce that SoFi CEO Anthony Noto is going to be joining the board of directors. As weird as that is, so potentially there might be something that comes to fruition from that, maybe in the foreseeable future. So I don't know, what's your speculative viewpoints on that? But moving on, looking at options, 23 million in calls, 6.83 in puts. 46% of all the options being done today are optimistic in nature, and just generally you can kind of see the dollar value for options today was a lot higher. So 30.2 total today. Yesterday was 15.19 the day before. So I think just based on even SoFi's technicals, it was pointing for a very nice breakout, as I shared with you a couple days back. And I think options started to really resemble that. Of the call options that were purchased today, there's a consensus for it to be above 1650 this week, 17 next week, and then encumbering their earnings, you see a consensus for it to be roughly, looks like around 18, looks like a pocket around 22, but generally roughly around 18. Then looking at the bears, they are anticipating for it to be sub 13 this week and then 1450 next week. So let me know your viewpoint on that. These are all the transactions that did occur on the secondary market above $100,000. So kind of mixed. Of course, I think one of the biggest things today was algorithmic trading was just on fire, blowing up pretty much the whole market and everything like that. And actually, I just see myself. I didn't realize how bright my shirt is. But anyways, moving on from that. With it at 1551, it is trading between this R2 and this R1. So 1564 is going to be that next strong kind of target. So watch for it to break above that early on to tomorrow. And then flip side, 1522. 1453 are going to be the next strong support levels. So just kind of take note of that. So aside from the analyst rating, there has been no changes for the forecast for the upcoming earnings, but I'm still monitoring that just to see if there is any changes. And ultimately on the actual chart, as I've kind of shared 2 videos ago, it was going to either make a very aggressive pop up or pop down just because of the unique circumstance of the 50 and also the ALMA crossing. So right now it was able to fight back and get above all of that. So very good stuff. So as long as they can hold that 1473 range tomorrow as well, so adding another kind of key point to watch for, then in general SoFi is going to be moving higher. But in my opinion, given the earnings that's been coming out and also CPI, I think that really did give the market a nice green signal to just fly. So we might be seeing higher highs sooner than what we anticipated. But aside from that, one thing that really helped SoFi today as well was the fact that it was very oversold. So let me know your viewpoint on SoFi. I know I kind of talked on quite a lot of things, but is there anything that I generally missed? Was there any, like, what's your viewpoint on short still increasing? This one definitely is very, very curious, like has me thinking about some possibilities. Why do you think, or do you think it's just completely unrelated, Anthony joining the board of directors for Warner Brothers? So yeah, do you think there's something to it, more to it? And why on earth are all these analysts giving ratings like 1 week before SoFi's earnings? It just does not make sense whatsoever. But whatever, it is what it is. Let me know your thoughts. Don't forget to hit that thumbs up. And then one final thing, pop over to my Patreon where I give buy signals on stocks, options, and crypto. Many of them have been absolute bangers, so pop over there and take a look. Link in the description below and all the comments. With all that, appreciate all of you watching.